This is Shop Talk. My name is Jay.
I'm Jess.
And with us today,
Kim Guess.
Okay, and what business do you have?
I have several, but
Okay.
the business that I have downtown is the Xperience by Luxury Escapes.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about that.
So the Xperience, we opened in April of 2022.
Okay, gotcha. When you said 2020, it's like, okay, another
There was a
COVID. This is going to be a great story.
So we officially opened in April of 2022.
Okay.
But the process did start during COVID.
A lot of processes started in COVID.
Yes, it did.
Crazy.
Yes, it did.
All right. So tell us a little bit about what you do. If people don't know what this is.
Right.
Because I hear it and it's like, okay, so what does it mean?
So the Xperience by Luxury Escapes, it's a blanket of different things.
Okay.
It actually started by having Airbnbs. And
Really?
so that's where the Luxury Escapes came from, because we wanted to give someone an experience when they escaped. We had 2 in Houston.
Okay.
And we ended up finding this little cozy space downtown Kalamazoo. The history of it is I needed a space to do my fitness classes. So I have a business called Guess Who's Dancing Fitness that I launched in 2018. And when I launched it, I was using schools or parking lots or whatever to do the classes. And so they're dance fitness classes. Once COVID hit, all of the rules came in. And even when the world opened back up, you could only have 25 people here, 20 people here. It just depended on who I was doing business with, on the number of people that I could have, which didn't work for
Right.
me because I have bills to pay. So,
I know the feeling.
so I started looking for different venues or different spaces that I could rent, relatively small.
Okay.
But I couldn't find anybody to rent to me. So, go figure. So I was looking online, and I actually looked, and there was a space downtown, and it was like 3,400 square feet. The price was right, and I actually thought it was a hoax. Because,
Really?
Yes, because it was downtown. The price point was crazy for the space and where it was and how much space. And so once I walked in and looked at it, it was perfect. I mean, it didn't look the way that it looks now, but I had a vision.
Was love at first sight with a vision.
There you go, with a vision. And so at that point, I called my now business partners, Symphony Ali and Ryan Sims, and let them see the space. And as soon as Symphony saw it, she said, "Oh, we could do events. We could do private events. We could be an event venue. So when you're not doing your classes, we could turn it into an event venue where we host any private event, private birthday parties. We have wedding receptions. We have weddings there. We have quinceañeras there, corporate events. You name it, we have it. And then also here and there, we host our own parties where they're ticketed events, where we get to actually control the crowd, which is important for me.
Okay.
I'm 44 now, so I'm big on not.
You're still
going
young,
to
by the way.
places.
Just going to go
I
there.
know
Hey,
it,
you're
but-
just young.
But if you think about the middle-aged person in Kalamazoo,
Yeah.
where do they have to go where they don't have to deal with somebody that's 21?
That's a good point.
Nowhere.
It's truly a good point. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
when we do open our doors for our ticketed events, typically they are 25 or 30 and up.
Okay.
So we target that market of that middle-aged, middle-class adult in Kalamazoo that wants to go have a safe night, listen to music, have a couple drinks, and dance all night.
Sure.
Yep. And so that's what we do.
And these are parties where you go in, you get to get dressed up in like a little bit, right?
Cool.
They do theme nights. So there's just so fun. It's so fun. And she's right. It's a space where those older people and the younger people have fun too, right?
There's plenty of
But-
places for the younger people to have fun. Let's just be honest. It's just us in here anyway.
Yes,
Exactly.
but there is a space for the older folks that aren't, just college kids.
Right.
Right? There's a lot of places for college kids.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just such a neat venue where you can just have a good time.
So when you first saw that space, did you immediately think, okay, I could be doing ticketed events, or did it just kind of come organically?
I immediately thought about ticketed events.
Did you really? Okay.
I did. So before that, I had done a couple parties on my own. And one I had done out at, I think it's called Five Wishes. It's the Old Birches. I had done one there. And then the second one I actually did it at the Jollof Theater down at the Epic Center.
Okay.
And both parties were successful, but the vibe that we got at the Epic Center was a little bit different. What I saw is that the people that follow me and that like to come to my events, they were really happy to be downtown. And so what I saw was a void of downtown representing what Kalamazoo actually looks like. So, I'm born and raised on the north side of Kalamazoo. And so I know that Kalamazoo is very, very diverse. And to be honest, downtown wasn't a representation of that, especially for entertainment and nightlife. I would come downtown for two things. Back then, it was the Island Fest.
Sure.
And then it was the Union. Because the Union would have live
Everything.
bands. And
Absolutely.
they would have great live bands. They would have R&B and funk and all these different places. And so when they would have those kind of bands, I would go to the Union, or I would come down and I would get excited to go to Island Fest. Well,
Sure.
both of those left. And I stopped going downtown. And what I found is that a lot of Black and brown people, they didn't go downtown. They didn't feel like there was a place, for them. So once I had that party at the Epic Center and everybody was so excited to come and be downtown and they were taking pictures on the mall and, with the lights behind them. And I'm like, okay, so this is a thing. So once I saw that space, it was just.
We got something.
Yeah, we got something here.
Wow.
Yeah, we got something.
That's really cool.
Yep.
All right. Where does it go from here? Where do you take it? I mean, again, it's like, okay, I can see you had a vision. You had a vision when you walked in. Where's that vision take you next?
The vision took me to the liquor license next.
Okay.
You can't have a party or you can't have a venue without having a liquor license.
It's a different kind of party.
It's a different kind of party.
It is.
What I wanted to make sure that we did, I wanted to make sure we did everything by the book, right, legally, dotting all my I's and crossing all my T's. And so then we started looking into liquor licensing. And so, of course, everybody knows that there's two different routes you can go. You can try to own yours, or you can do the redevelopment liquor license, which you can use downtown. The only problem with the redevelopment is you don't actually own it. So
kind of lease it, rent it sort of thing.
Yeah. But if you expand or if you move or if you close, you don't own it. So it stays in that space.
Got it.
What have you. So we opted and we were blessed to find someone that was selling.
Gotta love
So
it.
we own our own liquor license. We also have a catering permit with that. So we can cater events other places. So if there's another venue that does not have a liquor license and they're having an event and that customer wants an open bar, we can come in and furnish the alcohol for that.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have.
I was going to say, it's like, geez.
Yeah, so we have an event on Sunday in Benton Harbor, where we are going just to facilitate the bar.
That's it.
That's it. It's not our venue, but they paid us an invoice for us to come in and serve alcohol.
Wow.
Yep.
You got all the bases covered.
I try to. I mean,
Yeah.
It kind of snowballs. I mean, you start here and then you end up at point Z and you're like, oh, how did I get here?
But isn't that business in general, though? It's like, okay, sometimes it leads, sometimes you lead it, sometimes it leads you.
Yes. And this one definitely has been leading me.
I bet.
It's definitely been leading me. But it's been a great ride. When we started, we didn't have a vision about what impact the experience would have on the community, but it has had a major impact on the community. I think personally they have opened two other event venues downtown since we opened, which it wasn't even a concept before we opened. So to even know that there has been two other event venues like a block away from us that have opened and actually model the business model that we have, I'm flattered by it.
I bet you should be.
I'm really flattered by it because it shows that no matter how much schooling or whatever that you have, being in the know or being a person that keeps up with what is going well in the community or what's selling or what people really want is really important. We have a high level of customer service. So when you walk in, you can say, hey, Kim, I want to throw whoever. I want to throw myself a private party. And I'll say, okay, well, what is your budget? You give me your budget. I'll let you know what we can do for that budget. You get to show up and you don't get to lift a finger. So that's kind of what we do. We have a whole vendor list of DJs, of designers, of cake designers, of event planners, of musicians, anything that you can think of, food caterers, and you pick what you want. You pay one invoice.
You make it easy.
And I make it easy for you.
Oh,
and then
my
I do the
goodness.
contact. We do the contact information for all the parties involved. The day of your event, you show up, and everything's done. The music's playing, the food is set, it looks beautiful.
Oh, my goodness.
You party, you leave.
What kind of challenges have you had launching something like this?
The original challenge was actually just opening the doors. There's so many things that you learn on the fly that you don't think that you have to learn. But,
As we all laugh and
Yes.
go, yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
so, all of the permitting, all of the stuff with the fire suppression and all of these different things that you have to do, the meetings, the walkthroughs. I would say being a person of color coming into downtown and opening an entertainment venue, I did not realize that we were the first. So we are the first entertainment business of color on the mall, technically on the Kalamazoo
Really?
Mall. We are the first. There has never been a business of color for entertainment. Now, there's C's Perfect Ties, there's Exquisite Hair Salon. They were the pioneers. They were the first people downtown, but not specifically on the mall. And it didn't cater to events or nightlife. So you can imagine how hard that was to kind of break that down for people to let us just go ahead and do that. And when I say let us, I mean they really didn't let us. It was kind of, I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm one of those people where if you kind of tell me no, it kind of drives me to be like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Well, you're going to say yes to this plus these things. So it was very emotional once we got the green light because it was so hard. We were supposed to open in March and it didn't happen. And we had to fight. We had to fight to get it. And we had our grand opening April 1st and literally got occupancy March 31st.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's other event venues downtown you were talking about. And just expand upon what sets you apart or what misconceptions are there out there about your space? Like, talk about that.
I think what sets us apart is our trailblazing ability. We are the originator of giving someone that one-stop shop downtown. I know that like the Fountains has kind of like a one-stop shop and all of those things, but the Fountains have been around for a while. Honestly, Kalamazoo needed something fresh and new when it came to event venues.
Sure.
People get tired of going to the Fountains. Sometimes they get tired of going to the Radisson. Sometimes, there's just different things that when you live in Kalamazoo and you're from Kalamazoo, you kind of want to do something different. I think that what sets us apart is we are very detail oriented. So everything that has been chosen for the Xperience, we hand chose them for a reason.
Wow.
So every caterer that's on our list, we hand chose them because their food is delicious. So when you come to us, we don't have regular catered food that you can tell is catered. You go somewhere, there's 1,000 plates, and each 1,000 plates you can taste that there was 1,000 plates. When you come to the Xperience, it's like you sat at your grandmother's house and you ate from your grandmother's house.
I can attest to
Whatever that
Wow.
food is. We are big on authenticity. So if an Indian family comes in, we've had several, and they want their authentic food and they have a caterer that's authentic to where they come from, they are allowed to use them. If they are Latina and they have a Latina caterer, a Mexican caterer, Cuban caterer, yes, you can use them. If they are African, and I mean an African person like from Nigeria or whatever, and that's the food that you want, I'm going to find somebody that can give you that experience at your event. I'm big on if I'm a soul food eater and that's where I come from, like from the South, I'm not going to go to a Latino place and think that they can make the food the way that I make it. So I want to make sure that people feel like they are respected, that they, wherever they come from, whatever their ethnicity is or their culture is being uplifted and celebrated. And so I think that that's one thing that really does kind of set us apart. We're very personable. So throwing an event can be really expensive and it can be intimidating.
Yeah.
So when you are coming in and all of a sudden you're leaving with this $7,000 to $13,000 bill, it can be really intimidating. A lot of places, they want half up front.
Right.
And a lot of people can't afford that, especially in this day and age.
Right.
They want to have something really nice. They want to have something to remember, but they don't have the money up front to do it. We allow payment plans as well. So we allow you to pay this amount up front as a deposit, and we work with you to make that payment over a certain amount of time so that you can still have that experience that we promised you, and that your guests can come in and feel like you paid thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't. It just looks like that. But we are able to work with people to make sure that even if you're a corporate, we've had corporate parties there and they can pay the $13,000, $14,000. But if you only have $4,000, you can't really tell the difference because of the way that we do our business.
Well, it's a time versus money thing, too. So maybe even if they do have the money, it's like, all right, I don't want to look through 13 caterers. I don't want to have to pick all the rest of this stuff. Here's what I want. You make it happen. And you being the curator of all of these things, you're able to go bump, 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 done.
Yep.
And I can walk in and it's like, here's the check. We're good to go.
Yep. And it's easier that way, to be honest.
Oh, my gosh.
We have people that, oh, well, no, I'll do the decorating. Or, oh, well, no, I found somebody for the food. And what they don't think about is, okay, well, if you're going to do the food or you have a caterer, then that caterer, or if you're doing the food, you have to bring the warmers. You have to set up your food table. You have to replenish all of that. And then that's when it kind of gets like, oh, well, you don't have this or you don't. No, I don't.
Suddenly gets real, doesn't it?
Yep. Or if you are the decorator or you're decorating yourself or you hire someone else, you can't then come and ask me, well, do you have an extra this or extra tablecloth? I don't. So it just makes it easier because a lot of times people will do that and then they'll ask us to come and save the day. And I'm like, we could save it, but you're going to get another bill.
Right.
We could definitely save it. So what I try to teach people is that although we're giving you one bill and it does seem like a lot, when you break down the bill and you do it yourself, you end up paying more and you end up doing more work. A lot of our vendors actually cut our customers a deal if they do everything through us. So, for instance, where a DJ might charge $850 if you call them on your own, and they'll still come to the Xperience. But if I call them, they might charge $700 or $650 because they're already doing business with us and they get so much business from us anyway.
It's all about community.
It is. Right? It's like building the relationships. Yes.
Yes. I'm big on building relationships. I'm big on networking. One of the biggest accomplishments that we had in our very first year is that we made over $300,000 in a matter of 8 months. And out of that $300,000, we actually paid out over like $170,000 to our vendors.
Wow.
So not only is it life-changing for us, but we're changing the lives of other small business owners that maybe don't have brick and mortar here in Kalamazoo too.
Sure.
That's another cool thing about what they do is that they are constantly uplifting other small businesses in town. Where someone might look outside of Kalamazoo, they're like, oh, no. We've got somebody. We've got somebody right here. I know somebody. Oh, no, you're going to be happier with them. They're right here. Like, how cool is that?
They said it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
It truly, truly is.
Yeah.
So, well, I had no idea. So I'm glad you came in today because I learned something. And this is the cool part. It's like, okay, when you talk to other business owners, and Jess and I have done this, is this the 11th? Plus some extras. It's like, plus some extras. It's like every single time, the greatest part of what we do, and this is just the fun part, we get to learn stuff about every single business that's downtown and why they do and what they do and how they do. And it's like, and your story is extraordinary. Yeah. Truly is.
Yeah.
You know, being what did you get? Trailblazer. You know, that trailblazer mentality. It's like, look, we're going this way.
Yep.
Come on along.
Yep. And it's scary.
I can imagine.
It's definitely scary. We fight a lot downtown to be heard and to be respected. I feel like downtown has this shift going on right now where the entertainment part is shifting back really forcefully. And there's a lot of residents downtown. And I think they kind of got used to COVID-ish era where it was quiet and, you know, things shut down, things closed. And a lot of these spaces didn't have any entertainment anymore just because it closed. So, for instance, when the Union closed, it kind of quieted it, the whole mall, because the bars and restaurants on the mall, that's just what they are. So they don't play a lot of music. They don't, you know, you just go in and eat and, you know, you kind of leave, you have a drink and you leave. Once the Union left, there was really no music force on the mall. So once we opened, it was like a shock to a lot of those residents, like, oh my God, there's people walking and it's 1:00 in the morning, or, you know.
Yes, it's downtown. It's supposed to be like that.
Yeah, it's cars everywhere and they're blocking and they're this and they're that. So, you know, we fight that. We fight that good fight every time we open.
Or when you open the doors and there's a waft of music. Oh, there's music coming out of those doors.
Yes.
See, there's an element of our society who missed that horribly through COVID. Me being one of them. It's like, great. I'm glad it's back.
Yes. But a lot of people got used to that quiet. And so, you know, we fight a lot about music, about, you know, the people congregating outside. And, you know, I just tell them, I say all the time, it's just different people, which is a great thing, because one of the things that we've done is kind of help activate people that have never been downtown, that don't come downtown. They come downtown now. So to see people that I know, especially like from my neighborhood, from the north side, bringing their kids down and getting up on her turtle that she got painted, and, you know, their kids are taking pictures, and they're, you know, they're down at Sherry's getting, you know, or Kalamazoo shops getting ice cream with their kids. I like seeing that. I like seeing the different people, the different colors of people, the different walks of life, being able to come downtown and feel like they have a place to belong to just because the Xperience opened down there. So they're like, you know, the Xperience is down there. You know, there's other things down there. So now I'm getting to see other people not just come down for the Xperience. They're actually coming down for the zoo after hours, or, you know, like sidewalk sales is going on right now. There's all different kinds of people coming down there because we're bringing so much diversity downtown now.
And it should represent. It should represent the city.
Shivers.
Always. Yes.
I love that. That's what we want.
Yes.
That's what we want. We want all the people.
And
we want everyone to feel safe and welcome, and that there's something to do for everyone. Doesn't matter who you are.
I've always believed that as if you have a vibrant downtown, you have a vibrant city.
Yeah.
And it's like, and you need that. I mean, and it's everybody. It's all of us.
Yes.
You, me, all of us. It's like, okay, we should all be there.
Yeah. We go down, like, I go to Muskegon a lot, and I love it. I go to Jackson a lot. And these are places that people are like, you went to Jackson? Yes. Have you seen it? Like, you don't have to go all the way to Detroit to see, you know, great murals, or to have, like, they have this big music festival that I went to, and it was absolutely great. And it was like soft rock. Yeah. And I went, but it was a great time.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it was a great time. And just to see how it was set up was great. To go to Grand Rapids and go to Rosa Parks Circle, you know, just to see. And these are the things that I see all the time that gives me the vision for Kalamazoo. To be like, we could be like this. Like, every day there's something, especially when it's warm. And I'm a big harper on the spring and summertime in Michigan, because I'm a Michigan girl, and I think that Michigan is the most beautiful place in the spring and summer to be. And so during those times, my thought process is that downtown just shouldn't sleep, because there's always should be something to do. When it's warm and it's nights out, you should be able to walk outside and find something downtown Kalamazoo.
Yes.
I don't disagree. Kim, thank you. It is a pleasure talking to you. It really is.
Thank you.
I'm going to use that as a segue to go, there's always something going on downtown.
There is always something going on downtown. We are so excited. We have Barbecue Bash.
I can't believe it. I know.
1st,
Be cool.
2nd, and 3rd at Arcadia Park.
Yep.
So excited about this. Great music, great food. Just come on down to that. It's going to be a fantastic time. And it's 3 days.
Mickey Thomas and Starship.
Right?
I know.
Come on. This is great.
I know. Be fun.
And then the rest of August, we have Dogs in the Zoo. So if you love furry friends, if you've got a furry friend, bring them down. This is going to be a great day. Last year it might be my favorite.
Really?
There were just puppers everywhere, splash pads and pup cups and paw painting and the Husky Club. Like just, oh my gosh, it's going to be so cool. Of course, Workout Wednesdays at Bronson Park. Every Wednesday, 5:30 to 6:30, free workouts for the community. Come on, that's great. And Beats on Baits, 5:30 to 8:30, free music.
See, I always thought it's like do the workout, then go get then do Beats on Baits. It's like okay, it's right there.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
And there's just come on downtown. It's great.
It is great. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Kim. It's been a pleasure. So thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate it.
You betcha. All right. So Jess,
Yeah.
another week, another good week in the books.
I'm telling you.
I never thought we'd make it past episode 5. Here we are at 11. I don't know. Go figure.
We're shooting to 20. Let's
Let's go. All right. This is Shop Talk.